Hi, and welcome to FairyFaeandThings, your one-stop shop for everything mystical, magical, and fantastical. And today, we will be customizing Periwinkle. We will be using a G3 Draculaura doll because, spoiler alert, Periwinkle is Tinkerbell's twin sister. Let's make some magic. I'm very excited to get started on Periwinkle. Her original design isn't one of my favorites, but I am very excited to make her my own. So the first thing we're gonna do is chop off her head, and then we're gonna cut off all her hair. Now it's time to rip out all those hair plugs. I grab my 100% acetone nail polish remover and start to remove her face. So I start to remove the face, and it is a lot harder than it usually is, and that is because I used regular nail polish remover. I am screaming inside. I just need a minute to breathe. Anyway, so I decide that I'm going to do my very best to get the face off, but it is not going to turn out very well, and that's all right because I'm just going to paint over it. After lots of scrubbing, it defeats me and my nail, so I just start painting the scalp. I also sketch out for where I want the bangs to be because Periwinkle also does not have a widow's peak. I reattach the head and body, and now it's time to sand everything down so that the paint will stick better. I go in with a nail drill and sand around joints like the knees and hips so that the paint doesn't scratch off. And then I use a finer grain sandpaper just to smooth everything out. I spray the doll with Mr. Super Clear and I begin painting this peach color all over her. I do about 2 or 3 really thin coats, and then I go in with this peachy pan pastel color to finish it off. Now it's time for the face up. I go in with pastels and do this sort of light pink color almost frostbitten, but not really. And then I go in with watercolor pencils. The watercolor pencils were not sticking. I think it's the Mr. Super Clear I used. I think I got the wrong one. It's fine. It's fine. We're all fine. It's all fine. So eventually I just give up on the watercolor pencils and I go in with acrylic paint. I use this icy blue color to give, that snow fairy look. Go over the lips with this light pink color. Almost, I kind of wanted it to look like that 2000s frosted lip. Then on the eyes, I go in with like periwinkle color and a darker blue to sort of bring out different shades of blue in her eyes. I try to use a white pastel to make her eyebrows, but that doesn't work out, so I just go in with white acrylic paint for her eyebrows and eyelashes, and then I use the white to make the catch lights in the eyes. I kind of wanted that like starry anime girl sort of eye look because I kind of love a bunch of catch lights. I add the wrinkles and the lips, and then she's ready for a final spray of Mr. Super Clear. And then I go in with a sparkly nail powder in sort of this golden blue color, and I use it for eyeshadow and for her lips. And then I go in with a golden nail powder to kind of add sparkle all over her. And it may look a little scary right now, but once you blend it all out, it looks fine. And her face is all finished. Now to move on to her hair. I'm using white yarn wefts that I made off screen. And then I hot glue them all around her head. And then I glue yarn wefts in the opposite direction that I want to pull the hair back. So when you do pull the hair back, it looks like a normal hairline. I don't really have like a pattern. It's sort of just gluing wherever I feel like there needs to be hair. For her bangs, I glue two wefts facing each other so that she kind of has that point. And then I start cutting her hair into sort of a pixie haircut. I'm not the biggest fan of how they styled it in the movie, so we're gonna go with something a little less pointy. I use gel to spike up the back half of her hair and smooth out the top part of her head. So to start on the pants, I cut 2 square pieces of fabric and cut a slit down them. Now I'm not sure if this is how you actually make pants, but I was just kind of winging it. I should have watched a YouTube video, but I didn't. Oh well. So I use clips to clip them into place, and then I use gold thread to sew it all together. Once I've sewn the pants together, it's time to flip them inside out. A slit on the side of the pants so that I can add some sparkly fabric. I want them to be bell-bottom pants. Use Uhu glue to mend the pants, and then I go in with a white acrylic paint to make it look like the pants have been dragged through snow over and over. To make the dress, I use a lighter blue fabric and the same leaf template I used for Tinkerbell. I bubble cut it and then I create notches and fold them over and make a seamless edge with Uhu glue. And I stick 3 of these leaves together with Uhu glue because I didn't want any seams. And then I go ahead and add 5 leaves on top and use the same white acrylic to make again that snow look. Now it's time to sparklify. I'm using snowflake glitter or flower glitter, glitter I can find anywhere. It's just, I'm using anything. I take Uhu glue and I put a lot of Uhu glue in one spot, and then I sprinkle glitter on top to make it look like it has like a pile of snow on it. Finally, with some more Uhu glue, I add some feathers to give it sort of a warm winter look. Now for her accessories, I use this clear thread to attach a snowflake with UV resin into her head. I also add a silver rhinestone, which apparently I don't have any footage of. And for her necklace, I use the same clear thread. I attach 2 beads with UV resin along with another snowflake. So I'm using the same template as Tinkerbell because Periwinkle and Tinkerbell are twin sisters. And I'm taking this gold, it was in like a earring maker from the dollar store, and I'm using that to attach to the doll. I go in with resin and obviously the gold metal bits and gold thread to make the detailing. Then I take UV resin and an icy blue paint to make a blue to clear gradient on the wings. So with the paint and the UV resin, I start for like closest to where the wing will be attached, and then I use the clear resin farther away. And I repeat this for every wing. I go over it with a sparkly nail shimmer. What are they called? You know, they make your nails shiny. Anyway, I go in with that to add some glitter and some sparkle into the wings. Then I take a nail drill and start drilling holes into her back where I want the wings to be attached. Then I use UV resin to attach her wings to her back. I wanted to make one more accessory, and that accessory is the little periwinkle inside the ball of frost. So I'm starting out by sculpting the periwinkle out of polymer clay. I also make a ball in a similar shape. While I was baking it, the flour got a little burnt, but that's okay because we're going to paint over it. I use this 2-part putty epoxy to help make a mold of the ball. I paint the flower in the glacier blue first, just to sort of have a blue undertone, and then I go in with this periwinkle color and paint that all over the flower. I take my mold and I put UV resin in it, and then I put that into my UV lamp to harden it and pop it right out. I make 2 of them and put them together and put the flower inside, and then I use some more UV resin to seal it all together. I also go in with a little bit of glitter. It didn't really stick, but I think it looks great. I sketch her foot shape onto a piece of paper, and then I transfer that paper onto some Warbler, cut that out, and then mold it to the bottom of her foot. I cut out a bunch of leaf shapes, 1 big one to cover the front, 4 on the sides, and 1 on the back. Then I go in and paint the shoes with a light blue acrylic paint. I take the same gold glitter sparkle and sparklify her shoes. For the final step, I use Oohoo glue to glue little pom-poms onto her shoes. And with a little faith, trust, and pixie dust, she's done. I just want to say thank you for all the support I've gotten since my last video, and I'm very excited to make more Pixie Hollow Fairies. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.